Is now a good time to buy Apple? Now, this question has been going on in the last few days, and many people have been asking me what's my view. And I can be upfront and tell you that the last time I mentioned this, I said that 152 is a good level to consider to buy some Apple. But the long term, I'm not comfortable because of Apple background in terms of their exposure with the US dollars, and they have loads of money outside America. So with the US dollar climbing right now, right, definitely the exchange rate will be an issue. But if you're solitary based on current situation now, iPhone 14, this is something that we can take a look itself. And let me share this more with you shortly. Now, before that itself, disclaimer apply as usual. And thank you, Ames, for all the kind sponsorship. Now, is this a joke? Selling kidney for iPhone. Now, this is ongoing on Mothership about this particular article about Thai Red Cross urges people not to sell their kidney to buy the new iPhone 14. Now, of course, this is a joke, honestly. But the point is, there are people doing that. And it's crazy. And I cannot see what's the value of that. I mean, I know that we do have two kidneys, but that's not the point. Because if you do that as well, right, oh my god, like this Chinese teenager who really sold his kidney 7 years ago to buy an iPhone 4. And that's 7 years ago. Now, he's having health problems. So what I felt is that this is really crazy, but you cannot deny the loyal brand, the loyal brand of this iPhone, because I was once an iPhone user. I know what it feels like. But after a while later, when I really detest the battery life and some of the stuff, I feel that that's the end. Right? That's why I'm an Android user right now. But of course, in China, my god, okay, the shelf in China is showing long queues and big markups, okay, despite the market gloom. Now, if you notice this, the China A50 have just dropped below 13,000 as I'm speaking right now, but there's still a lot of people buying into this because it's an iconic move, and people feel that, right, if they have iPhone, it's at some social status, okay, but whatever it is, in Shenzhen, it was pretty hot. You can see that the number of people involved there is really, really good. But again, this, as a consumer, I already asked this question regarding about what is a viability for long term. Now, we all know that Apple has started to hike the App Store very soon because obviously for monetary purposes, it's for business. And the thing is this, they are increasing production because it seems that they have a lot of buyers. But if I know Apple long enough, I realize that most of the time, when Apple is doing well, they usually kept pretty quiet, okay, and then they'll stun the market with the numbers later. But this time around, I just felt that they're a little bit doing too much. It's like I think the whole world know that it's like a lot of people are buying Apple, but the question is, may not. And this is where I get very concerned right now. And of course, based on the articles I've been searching for, it seems that the pre-orders are still pretty strong. And there are still a lot of people waiting for their iPhone. But there's some article I saw is that the usually we need to wait for the iPhone, right? But this time around, the ready-made iPhone is already there. And that's the reason why some of those resellers, right, those who do some illegal stuff, the reseller had to sell the iPhone at a cheaper price because they cannot get people to buy. So that become a problem. And look at the price. Oh my goodness. Okay, the iPhone 14 Pro, maximum 5G dual SIM, alright, at 51G gigabyte. And it's a deep purple. My goodness, $2,723 Sing. Wow, the last time I buy my Apple phone is like what, $1,100? That's for like iPhone 4, iPhone to iPhone 6. I mean, I know that the smartphone is good, but you really ask me to buy it right now at this stage here, so at this price, I'm so sorry. I just can't. I cannot find the reason for doing that. But of course, in terms of the chart, well, you can see from the iPhone chart itself, this is what I mean. Sorry, my bad. The Apple chart, the 174 resistance is what I've been calling, and this is where I said that this Apple will fall, and indeed it came down. And I said that about 152 will be a very important technical range, which also have happened. And yesterday there was a strong rebound. Let me bring the chart in to see this better, and you can judge for yourself. Okay, all right, take a look. So what we can see from my chart right now, okay, let's take a look. The stock came down, okay, hit my target at 150 on the DWB system. and it hit the moving average of 148. Now 148 is the MA30, and it hit that very nicely 2 days ago, and that's the reason why there was a big technical rebound. And based on what we have yesterday, the MLP was 151.79. So yesterday, as long as the market stays above OP and above MLP, this stock should be going higher. And based on the intraday resistance of 157, we can see that that's where it got self-resisted. Okay, so let's view this chart right now. The KSI is red in color, but my KRW has turned to cyan. So which means that there could be a near-term rebound on this counter. Near-term rebound. Maybe we may see going back up to about 160 level. Okay, 160. Now 160 will be the first level they're looking at. And if we go any higher, it should be at 170. Okay, 170. So if you ask me, based on technical, yes, you can buy some, but 159 or 160 to be precise will be a very strong resistance. Now, if the market failed to cross 160 and pull back, I'm so sorry, that means the selling will continue. So I'm going to give my view right now. Okay, so which means that you can consider to take some, can look at this to go up to 160, okay? And then the downside itself can be all the way down to 141. Now, for me, I felt that Apple, the iPhone 14 will be just temporary, all right? This is just temporary, and I don't think that i15, in fact, if there's one, okay, will be any better than 14. So my view is that to buy for temporary recovery is fine, but I don't think it will stay. And in fact itself, I felt that maybe there's a chance for this market to pull back down all the way to this level here at 141 in the near term. All right, so I give you my view. I felt that this is what I'm seeing right now, but it's back to you to make your final decision. Okay, all right, so that is for Apple. Now let's look at the China market. Now, this China market has basically broke below my 13,000 level. Now, this 13,000 level, I've been saying this for the longest of time since August. I've been saying that there's a good chance that the China market will be going down towards the 13,000 level, and today it has just breached it. Okay, it just breached it, and there is a strong support right now. And remember, there is this trend line that I drawn for a long time ago. This should be the technical level to be watching out for. So if the market can hold water on this, we may see a temporary recovery. But of course, if the market breaks below, then the next number could be as low as 12,650 range. Okay, so traders, watch out for this, but we're near there. So short sellers should consider to buy back some of your position. Yep. Now for the US market, congratulations everybody. Now, yesterday, the Dow Jones really came down and went down to 30,480. Remember, I said that there will be a support at 30,488, and voila, right? Incredible. All right, the market really went there and stopped there. Brilliant, okay? So now the thing is this. What we have now is a strong support between the 2%, which is the 85% and the 80%. So that's how you get my 30,488. So it's very technical right now, and this is the second BNB. So what I suspect is that, right, the market will have to make a call move very soon. That means that if the market is stage a rebound, it will go back up to 31,411 easily. But if, let's say, the market decides to go down, breaks below this 30,488, then the downside could be all the way down to 29,563. Now, the thing is this. If let's say the market really rebound from here, then that means that my forecast on the Apple to go back to 160 is very possible. But if the market really breaks this point and the selling continue, then there is a high chance that we may see Apple shares going down to 141. Okay, so this is something that you should take consideration on this. Okay, all right, so that is the conventional. Let's look at the DWB chart right now. Now for the DWB chart, because of yesterday's a new BNB, we have a new number to watch out for. Now based on the new structure, we have the the Dow Jones support will be at 30,480, yesterday's low. And if the market stays below MLP, now MLP for today is 30,922. So the current price now is 30,768, right? So which means that if the market stays below the opening price of today, which is 30,762, then the 480 will be a very important support level. Okay, 480 is a very strong support level to watch out for. Only if it loses 480, then the next few days, there's a high chance the market may tap down to the 29,777 level. Wow, this is incredible. All these are all mathematical figures as created by the system. But on the flip side, if the market can stay and go up above MLP, then the upside, I think, can be up to 31,183 instead, okay? But my KSI, both KSI and KRW, is not really giving me the best indication. So I just feel that I'll leaning more to the downside, especially tonight itself is the FOMC meeting, and 75 basis point, in my opinion, is confirmed. The only thing is that what will they say about next coming FOMC meeting? And I can't believe that the next one should be the same thing. It should be another 75 basis point. Okay. Now for the NASDAQ, because of Apple recovery yesterday, we see that the 3 triple tail here itself. Now for the NASDAQ today, the KSI and the KRW are still in red, so that means the selling pressure is still lurking around, and the support level here is at 11,861. So you can see very strong every time when the NASDAQ comes down to 11,861, it always rebounds. So that means that we have a very strong support at 11,861 level. Now the MLP today is 11,927. So very simple. If the market cannot go down below this 11,861, then once it breaks above MLP, there's a good chance that it may tap back again to 12,090 level. Okay, that is the upside level. Downside, if you can break 861, then we can see it back down to 11,528. But you can see that there's a lot of KCB around this area here. That is the one that's supporting the market right now. For the S&P 500, we have a new BNB2, and of course, we are now at the crossroad, right, whereby the opening price for today S&P is 38.63 and the pivot one is at 38.71. Okay, so how do we read this? The MLP for today is 38.86. All right, so as long as the market stays below OP, the selling pressure should continue. Now, the KSI and the KRW both are red, so the selling pressure is still lurking. And the support by the BNB is 38.27. As long as the market holds 38.27, the recovery is possible because, the market has been selling the last few days, and it is very possible that the market may just do a bit of technical bottom buying. But if the market breaks the support level at 38.27, then watch out for 38.07 tonight, because the market must hold 38.07. Anything lower than that, the next few days, the market can go down all the way to 37.35, and of course, this figure itself is very near to the low back in this June period. So 37.35 would be the level that the market may be going if the market really sell down. Okay. Now, how about the Nikkei? Now, the Nikkei is kind of sluggish at the moment because of the dollar not really moving recently because of the FOMC meeting. But yesterday we have a very big movement, and that created the BNB itself. Let me just refresh the chart one more time to get it clearer. Okay, here we go. So what we see is that now the KSI and the KRW both turn red. That's why my red arrow appears. Hence, therefore, if the market loses the support level at 27,322, which is now, there is a chance that the Nikkei may drop all the way to 26,732 level. Now, MA200 is 27,338, and that's where we are right now. So if the market loses these numbers, then 26,732 is a very high possibility. Now for Hong Kong. Now Hong Kong market, the BNB is still there. 18,372 is still the BNB extension minus 1 times 1. Now the KSI and the KRW both are very heavily red. So there is a high chance that the Hang Seng market may have to come down to 18,372 to wrap it up. Now, the last time we see this is like, this is day 1, day 2, give me a double check on this. The low here itself is 18,733. This guy, the closing was 18,680, right? So this is day 1, day 2, day 3. Normally 3 days we will see the market hitting the extension, but down to the 4th day. And based on what we're seeing right now, it's still below MLP and the China A50 below 13,000 at the moment. There is a chance, there's a very high chance that the Hang Seng may touch this 18,372 if later on there's some selling in the European market. Okay, so watch out for that. Okay, now let's look at oil. Now, oil has been staying pretty sideways the last few days, but the main reason is because the boys have been buying. All right, I've been telling you that there is a chance that from November onwards there could be a big buying on the crude oil market. Rationale is the winter period. Rationale is because of OPEC reduction. We want to reduce the production, and of course we have the SPR at the 40 years low. So if you look at it right now, the last few days is very different from the last few times. The last few days itself, right, there is a long tail coming up, and this usually tells you that the traders are buying from the bottom. And you can see when my indicator is green, although my KRW is red, so we have a conflict of signal right here. So if you'd ask me, $80.40 will be a good level to look out to buy some crude oil, okay? $80.40 level, okay? Now for gold, moment. Okay, let's bring it in. Right, let me just refresh the chart a bit. Okay. Now for gold, it's still staying down, but we can see that it's forming a base, very incredible base somewhere around here at about 1660 level. Okay. So the thing is, we all know that once the US Federal Reserve hike interest rate tonight, and that may actually give the market a final breather because finally it's done deal. But of course, it's all highly depend on what Jerome Powell have to say later. So if Jerome Powell's position is still that he's going to continue to rate hike and it could be a 75 basis point, that could drive gold down lower to about 1640 range. But on a flip note, from the way it's now stopping here itself, who knows, maybe after the 75 basis point hike, if Jerome Powell doesn't really give any form of indication, then gold may recover. Okay, gold may recover. Now today's key resistance will be 1670. That is the MLP level. 1679 will be the first resistance based on P1. Now we are 1665, so we are just about $5 away from the MLP, so we can watch out for that. Okay. All right. So we've done gold, we've done oil. Let's look at the Bitcoin. All right. Now for Ethereum first. Now the Ethereum is now pretty sideways. KSI and the blue bars are still heavily on the downside, so I suspect that there should be a bit more selling. Now the thing is this, there is a KCB level at 1247 right here for Ethereum, and I suspect that the market might be going there. MLP at 1349, which is today's resistance for now. If the market stays below 1349, then 1247 should be next. At the moment now, both MA30 and MA200 are all way above it. So this tells you that the selling pressure for Ethereum is still kind of around. Now Bitcoin has recovered a little bit. Let me just clear some of the lines. Okay, now for Bitcoin, we see there's some buying coming in, and but the KCX is still blue, but it's off the lows. So undeniable, that's why you can see the little bit of tail on action going, but below MA30 and MA200 still speaks that the downside is still there. Now the pivot 2 is 18543, and I suspect that later on maybe Bitcoin will still test this figure first, then maybe we may see a little bit of rebound. So 18543 would be the level to watch out for the Bitcoin. Now people have been asking me yesterday, I did share with them, I said that what if you're talking about longer term, how do I see Bitcoin? And I already mentioned to you that if Bitcoin is to really come off, then I kind of suspect that the first support will be roughly around this area here, and that's 16,000 level. Now I believe that there's a good chance that the Bitcoin will come down to 16,000 level after more and more money tightening policy ongoing, and I felt that that will bring down the NASDAQ, and that will have a repercussion on the rest of the indices. Alright, so I hope you like this video, and today is FOMC. It will go slow, the market should be sluggish until that time comes, and maybe tomorrow we see more trading action. Alright, this is Kel signing off. Have a great day. Bye bye.